welcome the night and its dreams. In a small, misty village nestled between rolling green hills, there was a bustling marketplace that came alive every Saturday morning. Today was no different. Yet for little Ella, it was a day meant for pure relaxation. Ella awoke to the soft sunlight filtering through her lace curtains, her cozy quilt wrapped snugly around her. She stretched lazily, her tabby cat Marmalade purring beside her. It was market day, but instead of rushing to sell or buy goods, Ella decided she'd simply enjoy its peaceful charm. Bundling up in her comfiest sweater and scarf, Ella strolled down the cobblestone path to the village square. The air was crisp, carrying the warm, inviting scent of fresh-baked bread and roasted chestnuts. Market stalls lined the square, each offering something delightful. Jars of golden honey, piles of colorful knit scarves, wooden toys carved with care, and steaming cups of cider. Ella wandered through the stalls, letting her senses soak in the cozy atmosphere. She stopped by Mrs. Willow's bakery stall, where the older woman handed her a cinnamon roll straight from the oven. "Just for you, dear," Mrs. Willow said with a wink. "Perfect for a slow, sleepy day." Finding a quiet bench near the fountain, Ella sat down and savored the warm pastry. Around her, the soft hum of villagers chatting, children laughing, and the occasional strum of a street musician's guitar created a gentle melody. As the sun climbed higher, Ella felt her eyelids grow heavier. She wasn't alone. Marmalade, who had followed her to the market, curled up beside her. Soon, she drifted into a nap, the peaceful sounds of the market lulling her into dreams. When Ella awoke, the market was quieter, the stalls beginning to close as vendors packed up their goods. She stretched and smiled, feeling refreshed. It had been the perfect, cozy day. A gentle reminder that sometimes the simplest moments bring the greatest joy. Ella gathered Marmalade in her arms and made her way home, her heart full and her spirit content. And as the village settled into the soft glow of the evening, she knew she'd treasure this peaceful market day forever. Ella's walk home was as serene as the rest of her day. The sun was beginning its descent, painting the sky with hues of amber and lavender. The quiet crunch of fallen leaves beneath her boots and the occasional chirp of a bird made the world feel calm and unhurried. As she reached her cottage, the familiar warmth of home greeted her. Marmalade leapt from her arms and stretched languidly before trotting inside, no doubt heading straight for his favorite spot by the fireplace. Ella followed, her thoughts lingering on the simple pleasures of the day. Lighting a few candles, she set a pot of tea on the stove, the soothing scent of chamomile soon filling the air. She settled into her favorite armchair by the crackling fire, wrapping herself in the same quilt that had kept her cozy that morning. Marmalade hopped onto her lap, purring contentedly as Ella stroked his soft fur. Ella reached for her journal, a small, leather-bound book she had kept for years. Opening to a fresh page, she began to write about her day at the market, the cinnamon roll, the laughter of children, the soft melodies of the street musician. Each word felt like a little thread, weaving together the tapestry of a perfect, restful day. Her pen paused, and she looked out the window. The stars had started to peek through the darkening sky, twinkling like tiny lanterns. She thought about the villagers, each heading home with their own stories from the market. Maybe old Mr. Turner was sharing tales over a steaming pot of stew, or little Sophie was showing her family the handmade doll she'd bought with her savings. Ella smiled, feeling a deep connection to her little village and its rhythms. Life wasn't always exciting, but it was beautiful in its simplicity. As the firewood crackled and the tea warmed her hands, Ella let out a soft sigh. Tomorrow would be another day. Perhaps just as quiet, perhaps a little busier. But tonight, wrapped in the coziness of her home and her thoughts, she felt perfectly at peace. And so, under the gentle glow of the moon, Ella drifted into sleep once more, her dreams filled with the warmth and harmony of her quaint village life. When Ella awoke the next morning, the world outside her window was shrouded in a soft mist, the kind of mist that made everything look magical, as if the village had been transported into a fairy tale overnight. She stretched in her chair, her quilt still draped over her shoulders, and noticed Marmalade sitting by the window, his tail flicking lazily as he watched the quiet morning unfold. "Good morning, Marmalade," she said softly, her voice carrying the calm of her restful night. The cat meowed in response, as if to agree that the day had begun in perfect tranquility. Ella decided to carry the spirit of yesterday forward. Instead of diving into chores, she made herself a simple breakfast of warm porridge with a drizzle of the honey she had bought at the market. Every bite felt like a hug. She took her bowl to the small table by the window and sat down, gazing out at the misty village. As the mist began to lift, Ella noticed a faint glow coming from the path leading to the meadow. It wasn't unusual for the village to hold surprises, small wonders hidden in plain sight, but this light intrigued her. Finishing her porridge, she slipped on her boots, threw on her favorite wool coat, and ventured outside. The air was cool, and the earth smelled fresh from the lingering dew. Ella followed the glowing path, Marmalade trotting close behind her. The closer she got to the meadow, the clearer the glow became. And then she saw it. A small gathering of villagers, all standing in a circle around a tree that seemed to sparkle. The old oak tree in the meadow was glowing with tiny golden lights. It wasn't Christmas yet, and there were no lanterns or decorations on its branches. These lights danced like fireflies, flickering gently in the morning air. Mrs. Willow noticed Ella and waved her over. "Ah, Ella, you made it. Isn't it beautiful? They say the tree only glows like this once in a blue moon. It's a sign of good fortune and peace for the village." Ella marveled at the sight. The golden lights were mesmerizing, as if the tree were alive with joy. She felt a warmth spread through her, as though the tree's glow had seeped into her heart. For a while, the villagers simply stood there, enjoying the quiet wonder of the moment. Someone began to hum a soft tune, and soon others joined in, their voices blending into a gentle melody that filled the meadow. Ella didn't sing, but she smiled, her heart swelling with gratitude. This village, with its simple pleasures and quiet magic, was her home. And no matter what the future held, she knew that these moments of peace, connection, and wonder would stay with her forever. As the tree's lights began to fade with the rising sun, the villagers dispersed, each carrying the memory of the glowing oak back to their homes. Ella returned to her cottage with Marmalade, feeling lighter than ever. She made a note in her journal that evening. "Today, I saw the oak tree glow. A gift from the earth, a promise of calm days ahead. Life is simple, but it is endlessly magical." And with that, she closed her journal, wrapped herself in her quilt, and drifted off to sleep, dreaming of glowing lights and peaceful mornings yet to come.